Gerkins, and welcome to 70s Unheard on Radio KCM, featuring unheard and underappreciated tracks from the 70s, the greatest decade in the history of popular music, where we unravel the hidden gems and sonic treasures of the 1970s, one song at a time. Today, I'm happy to be joined by my itty-bitty baby brother, Kyle, for a special episode of his design. Kyle, welcome back to the show, and what brings you back to Radio KCM?
Well, Jeff, just thanks for having me back. Sure. I guess I passed the audition. Thanks for letting me come back again. And a few weeks back, I heard a song on the radio, just kind of got me thinking about a good theme song. We'll play that song later, but I started thinking about car songs, and there's tons of them, but as I was kind of throwing together a list, a better theme involved, a theme of road trips.
I like it.
So today we're going to be talking about some good car songs and talk about some classic Gerkins road trips.
Beautiful. Well, tell me about your first choice.
So the first one is, one, again, is a classic song that we played in the basement. Tons, the album we did, and we played with this and some of it last night. But
yep.
You always talk about you want to start the show with a banger, a good rocker.
Right.
So I've been begging you to open the show with this one for several months now, but we're returning to it today. It's Alice Cooper, Under My Wheels.
That's right, a great song from his 1971 album Killer, Alice Cooper and Under My Wheels.
The telephone is ringing. You got me on the run. I'm driving in my car now, anticipating fun. I'm driving right up to you, babe. I guess that you couldn't see. But you were under my wheels, honey. Why don't you let me be? 'Cause when you call me on
1973. That was Paul McCartney and Wings with the song only included on the United States version of the Band on the Run album. That's Helen Wheels, a song that was named after Paul and Linda McCartney's Land Rover that they used to cruise around Scotland. Kyle, your memories on that one?
Just another one. I love that song, just a rocker. And, you think about Paul McCartney, getting out of the Beatles and coming in with the Wings. And we listened to Wings Over America so much.
We did.
Love
Good
that album.
All right, so you're listening to a special episode of 70s Unheard with my brother Kyle. We're focusing on songs about road trips and cars. Kyle, The Who, does that elicit any memories from you?
Going Mobile is a song I'm going to play up here, and it brings up a big memory. One of the best concert weekends I think I've ever had. It was a weekend in general, and of course it included a long road trip, lots of fun, lots of memories. But I don't want to say anything. I'm leaving it all up to Jeff.
I'll tell. I have a good story about both driving in The Who. And in the early 2000s, I accepted a job in Cincinnati, Ohio, moved the family there. A few months into that move, I was missing my friends and invited three of them to come up for a weekend of pro football and a Who concert in Indianapolis at an outdoor concert facility north of town. The move had been tough on the family and I, and the new job really wasn't going as well as I had hoped. So the result was one of those lost weekends that I'll never forget. We started the trip at a Bengals NFL football game where my friend felt compelled to taunt the largest guy in the stadium sitting one row ahead of us with his lady. He had apparently just bought a new Bengals hat and was wearing it on top of his old hat. And for some reason, my buddy, should I say his name?
Yeah.
My buddy George absolutely was opposed to that man wearing two hats. So for the length of that football game, my friend relentlessly taunted him with, "Hey, two hats!" to a gentleman who probably weighed 250, was probably larger than half the front line of the Bengals that year. "Sit down, two hats," every time he stood up. And that was just the beginning of an exciting night and weekend. The next day, we made the drive to Indy for The Who, and the show opener that time was Robert Plant. It was in Indianapolis, and it was the night before my daughter's first day of school. So before leaving, I assured my wife that I would be there in time to put Sarah on the bus for her first day. Well, a friend from Indianapolis had given us tickets with special access to the venue's VIP section with everything, the bar, private restroom, special seating, and we were rolling. The concert was great. We were having a great time, so much so that when the show was over, we refused to leave. It was too much fun. And finally, someone from the facility eventually told us we had to leave. Imagine our surprise when we walked out of the venue to find our car was the only one left in the parking lot of a 15,000-seat venue.
That's true.
And of course, that night, it wouldn't end without a 2 a.m. trip to White Castle for a suitcase-sized box of cheeseburgers.
Oh.
The bad news is I had to leave by about 5:30 a.m. the next morning to make the 2.5-hour drive from Indy back to Cincy in time to put my daughter on the bus for her first day of kindergarten. And unfortunately, there was road construction and heavy traffic the entire drive. It looked like my worst fear might happen, that I might miss my daughter's first day. I had no time to stop for food or coffee, and I drove like a maniac. After a couple hours, I was closing in on the Cincinnati city limits. Stop and go traffic, no coffee, little sleep. My mind started reeling. There's no way I'm going to make it. My daughter will always remember me missing the first day of her biggest day of her life so far. My wife wouldn't like it, and I stepped on it. And as I pulled into the neighborhood, I could see that school bus a few houses ahead of me. So I quickly parked the car in the street and ran like mad up the sidewalk just in time for this disheveled old dad to walk Sarah to the bus for her first day of kindergarten. And I noticed suspicious and judgmental glances from my wife, but I made it. So there's much more I could tell, from the crow's nest to stolen canoe rides down the Little Miami River to fire extinguisher mishaps, but I'll leave that for another day. So Kyle, can you confirm the accuracy of that story?
The rest of the story may come up on a 70s Unheard podcast. That was, had to make you pay for it. But, yeah, that was a weekend to never forget, and just a great road trip.
It was. And so did George and John and my guest today, the guys who made that long drive to Cincinnati and then to Indy and then back home. The guys from the town and the friends I was missing to lift my spirits. There were two friends for coming up. So here's The Who with a song they may have performed that night, but I honestly can't remember. But this one is a car song, Going Mobile, from their 1971 album, Who's Next?
Well, I'm gonna find a home, we'll see how it feels going mobile.
my home. When I'm mobile, woo, beep beep, play the tape machine, make the toast and tea. When I'm mobile, well I can lay in bed with only highway ahead. When I'm mobile, keep me moving. Keep me moving. Over 50. Keep me grooving. Just a hippie gypsy. Come on, move now. Moving. Keep me moving, yeah. Keep me moving, 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 yeah. Moving, yeah. Mobile, mobile.
Picking up the pieces of my sweet shattered dream. I wonder how the old folks are tonight. Her name was Anne, and I'll be damned if I recall her face. She left me not knowing what to do. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Carefree highway, you've seen better days, the morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Turning back the pages to the times I love best, I wonder if she'll ever do the same. Now the thing that I call living is just being satisfied with knowing I got no one left to blame. Carefree highway, I got to see you, my old flame. Carefree highway, you've seen better days, the morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Searching through the fragments of my dream-shattered sleep, I wonder if the years have closed her mind. I guess it must be wanderlust or trying to get free from the good old faithful feeling we once knew. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Carefree highway, you've seen the better days, the morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Let me slip away on you. Carefree highway, I got to see you, my old flame. Carefree highway, you've seen better days, the morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you.
And from the 1974 album Sundown, that was Gordon Lightfoot with our next driving road trip song, Carefree Highway. Kyle, I never thought of you as a singer-songwriter fan, so why this one?
Well, I'm more into the 80s, Steve Earle, John Hyatt,
Right.
singer-songwriter world, but this song just had a special thing for me. Me and my beautiful wife, Sheila, we went to Scottsdale, Arizona a couple years back, and one of our adventures was a hot air balloon ride.
Right.
So as we were traveling out to the launch site on the interstate, we come up, I see a big sign. We were going to turn on the Carefree Highway.
Wow.
And, I might have remembered that from the recesses of my past, but, we were turning on Carefree Highway. So if you're in Arizona, I think a lot of people, they want to go to that musical place from the band that we will not mention. We're not allowed to, I think. Winslow, Arizona.
Right.
But Carefree Highway is the one that song was going through my head the whole time we were, 2,000 feet above Carefree Highway in Arizona. So just love that song, and it brings back a great memory of myself and my wife on a hot air balloon.
That is great. From Lake Tahoe to Aspen, Colorado, this is a road trip episode of 70s Unheard. Kyle, what are your memories of some of our road trips with mom and dad and the family over the years?
We could make this a 2-hour episode, but Daytona, Myrtle Beach.
Right.
The beach was always a thing. We had to have water somewhere. And of course, we went to our big trip, which again, I want to talk a little bit of that, but there's a lot. Our trip to the Grand Canyon.
Right.
One rule we had to have is that every single stop had to have a swimming pool.
That's right.
And unfortunately, on about 3 of those stops, one was broken. One had algae and weeds and grass and leaves. That was near Grand Canyon, I think.
It was.
Durango, I think the one was super hot. Remember the one?
Yep.
Or no, it might have been the one in Amarillo.
The one I remember most, we were traveling out west, and we were in some cheap hotel,
Yes.
some motor lodge, and there was no fence around the pool, and it was a couple that were probably on a low-budget honeymoon, and they were all romantic and cuddling in the pool, and the 3 of us show up, cannonball, and just making noise and raising Cain, and they finally got up and took their towels and went back to their room.
And there's one like that also when we jumped the pool, and the one with the heater was broken.
That's
so
right.
no one was in the
ice
pool,
cold.
and they just watched us, the stupid rednecks from Kentucky, jumping in the pool and freezing as we jumped in.
All right, so hey, let's move on to our next road trip song. This is from NRBQ. Tell me about what your thoughts are on the band. NRBQ.
We played the Q last time I was here, and they are. There's a lot of soundtracks in my life, and NRBQ is one of them. Man, we've listened to them a lot. Went to a lot of shows in Nashville and Louisville with those guys, and it didn't matter. We would always have friends that were there or friends that we took.
Right.
And they're just a rocking show, and they're still going. Terry Adams is still out there getting it done. But a lot of their songs are just perfect road songs.
And this one is as well. So this is from 1977 from their album, All Hopped Up. One of our favorites, the band NRBQ. And Driving in My Car.
Remember last summer when we had the chance to find each other, start making romance, but it didn't come off 'cause you found another without one hand of a clock. What good is the other? And I can't find no true love. Oh baby, it's so hard. And I still think about you every time I'm riding in my car. Well, I went to the place where everybody hangs out to see what everybody was talking about. And over in the corner all alone with you was a boy from last summer singing songs to you. He can't sing like I can sing. Oh, it's so hard. And I still think about you every time I'm riding in my car. Oh, when I'm home alone, I can think of other things to do. But when I'm rolling in forward motion, I think about only you. It's been a year and a day since I've talked to you. I don't know how I made it, boy, I sure have been blue. And every time I think about what might have been, I jump in my car and start riding again. And I can't find no true love. Oh baby, it's so hard. And I still think about you every time I'm riding in my car. She don't love me, she love my automobile. She don't love me, she love my automobile. But she would do anything just to slide behind the wheel. She said, what's it gonna take for you to lay your top on down? She said, what's it gonna take for you to lay your top on down? I said, honey, why don't you ask me when we hit the outskirts of town? And there's a spare wheel in the trunk.
The 1979 album Digueo. That was ZZ Top, and She Loves My Automobile. Kyle, your thoughts on ZZ Top?
Well, ZZ, I was lucky to see them this year back home. A good friend of mine took me as his date. And so I just hadn't seen Billy, and I regretted that all my life. I never saw him. But great show. But it reminds me of a road trip that the Gerkins boys took. Me and Jeff and my older brother Doug. We went along. We called it the Barbecue, Buc-ee's, and Ben's tour road trip because my son Ben lives in Denton, Texas. So we started off, and the theme was going to be eating a lot of barbecue. So we started in Memphis that one night. We got barbecue there just on a whim. The next morning we get up, we drive to Memphis, we drove to Memphis that night. So that morning we toured Memphis, had lunch at Central Barbecue, and got in the car for that long trip across Arkansas, landed in Texarkana and had barbecue at Naaman's, which was unbelievable barbecue, if you don't know that. And then the next day, we drove into Denton, Texas, where we had some at the, I think it's a 427 barbecue near Denton. So we had 4 barbecue meals in the span of about 3.5 days.
It was basically barbecue and driving.
Yes.
And which is not a good combination with 3 hefty guys.
Yeah. And oh boy. But the thing about that trip, Jeff put together a playlist of, and kind of like this show. I'm saying this is the precursor to this show, but he had a playlist of all the stuff we listened to in the old days, and we listened to that all the way down. And just a great trip. But we toured the Dallas Metroplex, as Ben calls it. We went and found Stevie Ray Vaughan's grave.
That's right.
Went to a Rangers ball game on their World Series run. But on the way home, we were a little bit logy. Our stomachs were a little bit stretched.
They call that vacation belly.
Yeah,
where I go
we had it. But we charged Doug with finding a place for us to eat on the way home. We weren't wanting barbecue, but he found a place called, he Googled, it was called Tags, and it was like a sports bar. It was in Mount Vernon, Texas, so shout out Mount Vernon. So we get there, and I decided I was going to have a small salad. I'm just trying to eat light because you just don't know what's going to happen when you're on that road. So I was enjoying my salad, and the owner of the bar came up, check on us. It was about 6 foot, 6'10"?
Yeah, huge.
Tall guy. And, kind of started chastising me about eating a salad in a sports bar. I was like, that's what we had to tell the story. Well, then we relayed that we were from Kentucky, at which point he kind of berated us for being from Kentucky. and we still were trying to figure out who the guy was. And we finally asked, he was, well, I'm Greg Ostertag.
That's right.
Kansas ball player. And he does not have much affinity for the state of Kentucky. More about Calipari.
That's right. And more of he was an NBA player for several years,
yes,
too.
Yeah, very good NBA player. So, getting chastised by a former NBA player, that kind of made the trip for me, more so than anything. But that trip to Texas just reminds me of ZZ Top and Billy Gibbons with his 1933 Ford Coupe Custom. You know the car, but love ZZ Top.
Great. All right, up next. Johnny Cash. Any thoughts on Johnny Cash?
Well, just, I've talked about, we need more country, more 70s unheard country on here. But I know 70s country is not very good sometimes. But this this song reminds me of something. I'm a car part salesman. And I see people who come in, and what kind of car you got? Oh, it's a 72 Chevy, but it's got a 1942 Buick. So this song, I hear this in real life sometimes when I talk to my customers.
Great. All right, here's Johnny Cash with a song written by author Shel Silverstein, the guy who wrote The Giving Tree, and the title song of his 76 classic album, One Piece at a Time.
Well, I left Kentucky back in 49 and went to Detroit working on assembly line. The first year they had me putting wheels on Cadillacs. Every day I'd watch them beauties roll by, and sometimes I'd hang my head and cry, 'cause I always wanted me one that was long and black. One day I devised myself a plan that should be the envy of most any man. I'd sneak it out of there in a lunchbox in my hand. Now getting caught meant getting fired, but I figured I'd have it all by the time I retired. I'd have me a car worth at least $100,000. I'd get it one piece at a time, and it wouldn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. I'm gonna ride around in style, I'm gonna drive everybody wild, 'cause I'll have the only one there is around. So the very next day when I punched in with my big lunchbox and with help from my friend, I left that day with a lunchbox full of gears. I've never considered myself a thief, but GM wouldn't miss just one little piece, especially if I strung it out over several years. The first day I got me a fuel pump, and the next day I got me an engine and a trunk. Then I got me a transmission and all the chrome. The little things I could get in my big lunchbox, like nuts and bolts and all four shocks, but the big stuff we snuck out my buddy's mobile home. Now up to now my plan went all right till we tried to put it all together one night, and that's when we noticed that something was definitely wrong. The transmission was a 53 and the motor turned out to be a 73, and when we tried to put in the bolts, all the holes were gone. So we drilled it out so that it would fit, and with a little bit of help from an adapter kit, we had that engine running just like a song. Now the headlights, there was another sight. We had two on the left and one on the right, but when we pulled out the switch, all three of them come on. The back end looked kind of funny too, but we put it together, and when we got through, well, that's when we noticed that we only had one tail fin. About that time, my wife walked out, and I could see in her eyes that she had her doubts, but she opened the door and said, "Honey, take me for a spin." So we drove uptown just to get the tags, and I headed to ride on down Main Drag. I could hear everybody laughing for blocks around. But up there at the courthouse, they didn't laugh, 'cause to type it up, it took the whole staff, and when they got through, the title weighed 60 pounds. I got it one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. I'm gonna ride around in style, I'm gonna drive everybody wild, 'cause I'll have the only one there is around.
I'd like to do a song of great social and political import. It goes like this. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? My friends all drive Porsches, I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime, no help from my friends. So, oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? Oh Lord, won't you buy me a color TV? dialing $4 is trying to find me. I wait for delivery each day until 3. So, oh Lord, won't you buy me a color TV? Oh Lord, won't you buy me a night on the town? I'm counting on you, Lord. Please don't let me down. Prove that you love me and buy the next round. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a night on the town? Everybody, oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime, no help from my friends. So, oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz?
And from her 1971 album, Pearl, that was Janis Joplin and her thoughts on her dream car. Kyle, why this one?
Well, I just, I have to give equal opportunity. Sarah and Claire would be really mad at me if I did not play some singer, a female singer-songwriter.
Right.
So, sorry, Sarah Claire. There's one for you.
All right. So we're playing a road trip themed episode of 70s Unheard, taking us from Malibu to Santa Fe. A couple of shout outs today. My recent show with my daughter Sarah resulted in several comments on my YouTube page at 70s Unheard on YouTube, including one from James from Troy, Illinois. He said, I'm really glad you opened with Brandy. You're a fine girl. I have a great memory about that band. They appeared at Six Flags over Mid-America. I think the year was 1972, he said. The park was in its second year and looked great. My family stood with me at the entrance waiting to get in. Right next to me, among no more than 10 people, were a couple of hairy guys with guitar cases and other musical gadgets. My older sister recognized them immediately. They were Looking Glass, waiting right there with us. Said my sister told me to be cool and don't ask for any autographs, and later we heard them in concert. Well, it's a great story, James. And listen, big sisters always know best. So thanks for listening. And then I heard from Mark Umayam, who writes, listening from the Philippines. Even though I'm a 24-year-old teacher, I really appreciate the songs from the past. There is a magic and comfort, even though I did not live in that era. Hey, thanks, Mark, and I'm glad you found the show. And as you heard from that show with my daughter, great music can transcend generations. So thanks for listening all the way from the Philippines. And thanks to all of you for reaching out. If you have something to say, I can be reached by searching 70s Unheard on YouTube or on Twitter or X at 70s Unheard. From Chevy Chase, Maryland to Cadillac Ranch, Texas, this is 70s Unheard with a road trip episode. Kyle, remind me, what was your first car?
Yes, the 1982 Oldsmobile Firenze.
That's right. Was it blue?
It was blue.
I do remember that
junk. All I know about that, that was my first in college. I took it to college, and that broke down about 12 times that first semester. So I went home that Christmas. Our dad, Bill, was a union man his whole career, and so I came home and he said, "Hey, I've got a car for you." Right. Oh, it's probably gonna be a K car, son. So we go down to Brandenburg, and a Toyota Celica was sitting there. I thought my dad is going to
buy a foreign car.
Toyota Celica. So that was my favorite car of all time, really.
That's cool. Well, mine was unfortunately an AMC Hornet.
Yeah.
So not exactly the best of cars. Doug, our brother, he always had a more of a suitable cruising car.
Yeah.
And while not often seen around Meade County, a lowrider is a car, but also a culture. Lowriders were older model cars modified with hydraulic lifts that allowed the driver to lower each wheel and make the car bounce. They were often customized with outrageous paint jobs. And the culture formed around these cars was big in the Southwest, a popular in Latino culture. And most of the band War grew up in Southern California and were immersed in that low-rider culture. War's drummer, his name was Harold Brown. He was a founding member of the band, and he knew his way around cars. He owned a business working on them. And he says when they finally built freeways in Southern California in the 60s, we'd cruise around slowly in the slow lane, and the sheriffs would stop us to measure from the ground up to our rims to check and see if we had the proper clearance on our car. He said if they didn't, they would either give you a ticket or impound your ride. You'd have to call your mom or your daddy to come pick you up and give you a ride home. So, to all those cruising gearheads, or motorheads as we might have called them in Meade County, here's War from their 1975 album, Why Can't We Be Friends? And Low Rider.
All my friends know the low rider. The low rider is a little higher. rider drives a little slower. Low rider is a real goer.
Stars beginning to fade.
So God knows I was feeling alive, and now the sun's coming up, riding with lady luck, freeway cars and trucks, freeway cars and trucks.
And that was one of my favorites, jazz beat poet Tom Waits from his 1973 debut album, Closing Time, an old 55. Kyle, why this pick?
Well, first, happy birthday to Tom Waits. He turned 76 this week. But that,
Wow.
that song again, it just kind of, there's a lot of takes you could take on that song. That's one of those where you're coming home late at night from wherever you were, and you might see that sun reaching the horizon as you're reaching the house and trying to sneak in before mom finds you. But, Tom Waits releases some, but that band that we can't mention released it on one of their albums, and he does not like the Eagles, and he said that version of my song is about as exciting as watching paint dry. And in his word, I didn't like the Eagles. But Glenn Frey gave the ultimate response, saying he may not have liked it until the royalty checks came in.
All right, from Tacoma to Durango, this is an episode dedicated to cars and road trips and driving on 70s Unheard. Kyle, your thoughts around The Clash?
Just another one of my favorite all-time bands, and this song was a cover, believe it or not, and from a
50s guy, right?
Yeah, London Calling was the album, I believe.
Yep,
right?
London Calling, you got
and
it.
Just when you think another guy, another band, there's a lot of automobile references and all.
Right.
Just a great song.
Here it
Brand
is.
new Cadillac.
That's it from their 1979 album London Calling, The Clash, and Brand New Cadillac.
R.I.P. Joe Strummer.
And that was The Clash on 70s Unheard. And Kyle, we just a couple of weeks ago lost a musical giant, Steve Cropper, a Tennessean born and raised in Memphis. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame guitarist helped form the Memphis Soul sound on Stax Records and did recordings with Otis Redding, Wilson Pickett, and Booker T and the MGs. He died in Nashville at 84, I think last week.
Yes.
He was a founding guitarist in Stax house band during the Memphis label's hit-making prime. In fact, he was on Green Onions, In the Midnight Hour, and Otis Redding Sitting on Top of the Bay. In fact, he actually remixed that song and prepared it to be released after Otis Redding died. He added those seagull sound effects and the guitar parts. But I honestly know him best from his appearance in the Blues Brothers movie and for playing lead guitar on those Blues Brothers albums. Kyle, your thoughts on Steve Cropper?
Well, it seems like Blues Brothers comes up a lot, but that was, again, a seminal album. But yeah, we went to that Stax Museum on our trip to Texas and Memphis,
right.
and you know, his footprint was all over that museum. He was on a lot of stuff, and then I found out, you know, he was on like Rod Stewart's "Tonight's the Night,"
Right.
you know, and just several songs you would not know he played on. But he is a legend as far as the guitar players, especially that Memphis sound.
Exactly. So in tribute, well, I'll say this. On this song we're about to play, you'll hear him get a shout out from John Belushi. And he also gets a shout out on the original version of this song, Soul Man. So in both of these songs, he gets a shout out. So a tribute to Steve Cropper. Here's the 1970s version of Soul Man from the Blues Brothers' 1978 album, Briefcase Full of Blues. Rest in peace, Soul Man.
Coming to ya on a dusty road. Good loving, I got a truckload. And when you get it, you got something. So don't worry, 'cause I'm coming. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Got what I got the hard way, and I'll make better each and every day. So honey, don't you fret, 'cause you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Play it, Steve. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Ha! Listen, was brought up on a side street. Run out of love. Oh, I could eat. I was educated for good stuff. When I start loving, I just can't stop. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Well, grab the rope and I'll pull you in. Give you hope and be your only boyfriend, yeah, yeah. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. You're a soul man. I'm a soul man. Keep on trucking, baby. I got to keep on trucking. Got to get the open a double shame on me, yeah. Love, I let control me, yeah. I've got a fever rising with desire. It's my love goes and I feel like I'm on fire. And I keep on trucking, baby. I got to keep on trucking. In all temptations land, I'm ducking. For your love, you'll sweet and slow. I'm trucking.
And that was former Temptation, Eddie Kendricks, from his first solo album from 1973. And Keep On Truckin'. And we're your kings of the 70s road on 70s Unheard, with an episode all about cars and road trips. And Kyle, on any compilation of driving songs, this one has to be the first one on the list. I would argue the greatest of all driving songs, with the smooth rolling feel and the lyrics, "I've been driving all night, my hands are wet on the wheel, listening to the late night oldies on the AM radio, driving at 4 a.m., headed toward the original booty call." Kyle, any thoughts on Golden Earring?
It's just a consummate 70s rock and roll road song, and just you still hear it today, and just you can kind of get that energy to get on the road.
I love it. This is Dutch rock band Golden Earring from the 1973 album Moontan. This one's called Radar Love.
Driving all night, my hands wet on the wheel. There's a voice in my head that drives my heel. It's my baby calling, says I need you here. And it's 4:30 and I'm shifting gear. When she's lonely and the longing gets too much, she sends a cable coming in from above.
And that does it for this edition of 70s Unheard. Kyle, thanks for joining me. Any final thoughts?
Just thank you, brother. We'll probably be recounting some of these stories again on Christmas, Gerkins Family Christmas. In a few
Absolutely.
weeks.
It's always good to have you here.
Love you, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, always, if you have any comments, requests, or suggestions, you can find me at 70s Unheard on YouTube or on Twitter. And I'll repost today's show on YouTube, actually, and you can always listen to past episodes. So until next time, let's close with our final auto-related driving song from the late, legendary, and innovative guitarist Jeff Beck, joined by Stevie Wonder on his 1975 album Blow by Blow and Freeway Jam.